What's up there, YouTube? My name is Dave from Rubik's Extra, and today we're back with another What If. This is What If Roshi survived. Now, this is going to be a What If based in that of the Future Trunks timeline. And I think this will actually be a really interesting premise. If Roshi survived, I think the future timeline could have ended a lot differently. Or at least, held out for longer. Let's see how this one goes. We start at the beginning of the whole android mess. Goku has just died. The Z fighters have been killed off one by one. The androids blow up Kame House. But Roshi survives it. I imagine Roshi would be someone who's kind of paranoid at times and has his own little underground bunker just in case. Unfortunately, his best friend Turtle is killed, so he does want revenge for that. He waits a few days until he knows the androids are all gone, and then he moves as quickly as he possibly can to his sister's place, which is left untouched but abandoned, as his sisters went to that of the other world for safety. As Roshi spends the next few years living there, training, trying to get stronger secretly, as he kind of does in Dragon Ball Super. He doesn't get the best gains, but he still gets some. He is at least as strong as the likes of I would say, at least Goku post Frieza saga. Base form, not Super Saiyan, of course. And then he hears about that there is a fighter still alive out there, still fighting against the androids whenever he can. He heads to the likes of Capsule Corp, and upon arrival, he is greeted by the likes of Bulma, a Kid Trunks, and that of Gohan, who pops in from time to time, just to see how everyone is doing. They are all shocked when they see Roshi there, surprised that he actually survived this. Gohan rushes, giving him a hug. Same with Bulma. After the greetings, he raps Gohan on the head for not keeping up with his training, thinking that if he just keeps going in for suicide missions, he'll eventually beat them. Gohan understands why he did this, but he's not really happy about being hit on the head with a stick by an old man. He tells him that he's going to train the boy since he never had official and proper training. He argues that Mr. Piccolo trained him, but he hits him on top of the head again. He said, no, yeah, Piccolo may have trained you, but who trained Piccolo? No one. He asks Bulma if there is anywhere in this facility to train. And Bulma takes him to what looks like some old tunnels. Incomplete, something that they were trying to use as possibly escape tunnels, but don't really have the machinery to keep doing it. Trunks also wants to train, so Roshi puts them to work and tells them that those two, are going to complete these tunnels using their hands only, no key. As he trains them this way, occasionally training them in a bit of the martial arts of that of the Turtle School. But every day they're getting stronger and stronger. Gohan doesn't really see the gains of this, but of course Trunks does. And he sees that Trunks is getting stronger, it pushes Gohan himself to get stronger. As there are explosions, Gohan wants to rush out to go and help people, but Roshi stops him, telling him that he will only be killed. People can always be brought back, using that of the Namekian Dragon Balls, or have you forgot they existed? This kind of puts Gohan on the back foot. He completely forgot about Namek. And maybe, yes, their Dragon Balls could work to revive their friends, their family, possibly even his father. So he listens to Roshi through gritted teeth, but he listens to him as they keep pushing forward and forward, creating this large tunnel as an escape route in case they ever needed to use it. Roshi is, of course, taking this all back, but he is doing his own mental training. With the help from Bulma, begrudgingly, he is able to get rid of his more perverted side, similar to how he did in Super. And with him also training with the Saiyans, well, half Saiyans, they are both able to eventually lock Super Saiyan. Well, Gohan already had it, but Trunks did not. Through Roshi's training, he is able to unlock it himself. And he continues pushing him forward and more forward, to the point they actually are stronger than the androids by the time the tunnel is complete. Roshi decides to go with them to fight the androids. He has taught both of them the art of teamwork, which is what they will need to survive. As they both go, Roshi even begrudgingly learning the art of flight. More for the fact that he doesn't want to be carried everywhere, but he still doesn't like it. As they fly over to where the androids currently are tormenting a small town, they are surprised to see that Gohan is still alive, since they haven't seen him in such a long time. They're wondering who the old geezer is, until he tells them that he is Master Roshi, and he will have revenge for them killing his best friend Turtle. This gets them to chuckle, until the likes of 17 is sent flying from a hit from Roshi, and that of Gohan and Trunks tag team 18. As Roshi knows that it was 17 that killed his best friend. As he starts to fight and beat on him, even entering his full powered form, he is still more than a match for him. He dismantles him in the way of fighting, as neither of those two were officially trained either. They may have great teamwork, but separated, they are nothing. As the two androids are taken out, with that of a full-powered master and student's Kamehameha, and killed. Now, they don't know where New Namek is, but Bulma still has a suggestion for what to do. Time machine. They could go back in time and possibly see if this could all be reversed. And if not, they could always possibly use the likes of Goku to see if they could actually get the likes of the location of New Namek, since he did know that he did have a space pod, but that was dismantled years ago. They agree to this, and a few years later, the time machine is built. Now, normally Trunks would go back, but Roshi decides that he will be the one that goes back this time. They argue, but they know not to argue with Roshi. As Roshi heads back on the day that the likes of Frieza and King Cold would appear, the old man walking towards them, laughing. He tells them that they should leave this planet if they don't want to die. This amuses King Cold, as he fires a blast, and Roshi just simply deflects it with his hand, firing it back, actually hitting Frieza in the chest, killing him. And Roshi tells him, "I warned you." I don't know why I even attempted to do a voice. As he kills them all with one massive Kamehameha, this shocking the Earthlings that Roshi was this strong. Even Vegeta, as they all come to see him. And Roshi stops them, telling them that Goku will arrive soon and to follow him. As Roshi flies off after putting the likes of King Cold's ship in the pod. And this even shocks them more, the fact that they thought Roshi didn't even know how to fly. As they arrive at the location, Roshi sits down and tells them everything. He tells them that he is not the Roshi they know. He is from that of the future. And he needs something from the likes of Goku. It is very important that he gets it from Goku. As they all sit down and wait for Goku's arrival, eventually Goku shows up in his pod, and he asks Goku a question, if he knows where the location of New Namek is. He tells him he doesn't, but he'll find out. teleporting to King Kai's planet, and King Kai telling Goku where it is, the exact coordinates to be exact. He gives them to Roshi, and Roshi informs them about the android threat from 3 years from now. He also tells them that he will also be sending some warriors back to help them, because if they were as strong as they were in his timeline, they might be monsters here. If Bulma's theory is correct, this being a parallel universe and not actually time travel. He informs them and leaves in his time machine. Now, I'm not going to re-go over the events of the Cell games, Android Saga, and everything in the past. I'm just going to say Gohan, Trunks head back in time, whilst Roshi heads for the location of what they believe is New Namek. It'll take Roshi about, let's say, 4 years to find the location of New Namek, since Bulma's ships aren't really the best at the moment. Yes, Roshi did take the likes of King Cold's and Frieza's ship, but that still needs work doing on it to be up to her standard. He eventually finds New Namek, and the wishes made on their Dragon Balls. They are able to bring back everyone, reviving the likes of the Dragon Crew. Dende comes back as the Guardian of Earth, and through some upgrading of the Dragon Balls, the absorption of Kami, making, I would actually say, Dende and Piccolo linked in this timeline instead of just normal. With all of that, the Earth is sort of back to normal. There is no Goku, as you cannot revive someone who died of natural causes. Which, they are sad about, but they all understand. Gohan and Trunks eventually come back, and looks like they have aged quite a bit. They had to use that of the time chamber. Being all over and done with. The next major event would be that of the Buu saga for them. And the Buu saga is just a walk in the park. There are plenty of Saiyans to even deal with Buu. With Beerus, I'm going to go with the theory that I've seen a lot of people suggest through Reddit and just other people I've watched, that if Beerus did wake up in the future timeline, that he more likely than not probably would have went for Broly, since he is the only full Saiyan actually out there. Either that or he just decided to sleep. Let's go with the theory that he went for Broly instead. Now, in this timeline, Supreme Kai survived, so Beerus would have survived. When the intervening of Zamasu and Goku Black happen, it is a walk in the park for them. Goku Black, who would have been a threat, isn't actually in this timeline. With Shin being alive, and I imagine Beerus training the likes of Broly, with Whis, more Whis, but Beerus occasionally helps, would be able to tell the disturbance in the timeline, go to it and sort it out. This kind of leading to a sort of knock-on effect of so. Learning that there is more Saiyans, he wonders if these Saiyans could be the legendary Super Saiyan God, since the Broly isn't. This being that of this Vegeta becomes a Super Saiyan God through various means. Let's say the same ritual. Let's say we find Tarbell, and Goku is sort of brought back for a day to perform the ritual. The ritual is complete. Vegeta becomes a Super Saiyan God, and that kind of would lead on to sort of a Universe 6 tournament. Team 7 would probably more likely than not win, since I believe in this timeline they would want to be stronger for everything that has actually happened, and would then eventually bring us on to maybe a tournament of power, but I don't really see this happening in that timeline. I believe that since this universe wasn't destroyed in the age it was meant to, Zeno kind of lost interest in that planet or just forgot about it in general. So I think I might just end this here, because I really can't see that there being a moral arc or even the likes of the resurrection of Frieza in this timeline. Because, well, for the longest time there were no Dragon Balls. The Galactic Patrol, more likely than not, would have just taken out the rest of the Frieza Force if they weren't used for the resurrection of Boo by Bobbidi. In the I can't really see much changing all dramatically all that much near the end. So I'm going to end this here. This was What If Master Roshi survived. Until next time, look left, look right, and where's the music?
Where's the music?